vocabulary. Pero bago natin ito sagutan, doon muna tayo sa tips for learning vocabulary. Then balikan natin ito and I will give you some tips on how to choose wisely, lalo na kapag hindi talaga natin alam ang meaning nito. So doon muna tayo sa tips.
Did you know that vocabulary is more important than grammar? If you have good vocabulary, you can communicate successfully, even if the grammar is not completely perfect. However, one common problem is learning new words and then forgetting them. So when you want to use a particular word in conversation, you can't remember it at that moment. How annoying! Does this ever happen to you? The reason for this difficulty is that most students try to learn vocabulary by studying lists and dictionaries and memorizing the words. But this is not effective unless you naturally have a very good memory. The best way to learn vocabulary and remember the words successfully is to learn new words and use them immediately. You can do this with a very simple exercise. Every time you learn a new word, for example, from an English lesson or an article, write it down in your vocabulary notebook. Writing is more active than just reading a definition. You should write the word, the definition in English or translation, one example sentence from the article or dictionary, and one example sentence that you create. Imagine you just learned the word generous. Write in your vocabulary notebook. Generous, adjective. Definition: when a person gives time or money freely. Example 1 from the article. Thanks for paying for my dinner. You're very generous. Example 2. My example. My brother is generous because he volunteers at the animal shelter on weekends. It's best if your example sentence is true or relevant to your life, because this creates a personal connection with the new vocabulary word. The next day, read your vocabulary notebook again and try to add one more example sentence using the new word. This helps establish it even better in your memory. These two simple steps, writing the word and using it immediately, help your brain remember and help you use new words. Do you have a vocabulary notebook? If not, start one today. Your action item for today is to read a text in English, identify 5 new words, and do this exercise. Write the word and its definition and use it immediately in an example sentence. This is a very simple strategy, but it makes a big difference in helping you remember new words and improve your vocabulary faster.
Tips for learning vocabulary. Nakapost ito sa FB group more than a year ago, di ba? January 23, 2018. At galing ito sa iba't ibang sites. Hindi ko nakuha yung mismong source nito, pero pwede nyo namang i-search sa Google. And I can assure you that these tips are really effective. Here are suggested effective ways to help you improve your vocabulary. Be committed to learning new words. Sa exam, don't expect na magbibigay sila sa inyo ng mga familiar words. Sabi nga ng karamihan, mga alien words daw yung lumabas doon. Advantage dito yung mga mahilig magbasa. And I hope yung mga estudyante, kasi sa kada schools, I'm sure sa kada school, at sa school na galing, kung saan ako nang galing, yung trade school or yung kahit yung mga anak ko, ganun din yung sa school nila, na, di ba mayroong word of the day, Mga alien words yung nakalagay dun eh, yung mga hindi familiar na mga words. Bilang estudyante, yung mga alien words na yan, yung word of the day sa school nyo, huwag nyong i-ignore yan. Kasi, importante yan. Gaya ngayon, kung mag-i-exam kayo sa civil service or kahit anong klaseng exam yan, importante yung vocabulary. Lalo na kapag marami pa kayong mga exams or future exam na kukunin. Balik tayo dito. Be committed to learning new words. To improve your vocabulary, you need to make a commitment to learn new words. Commit to learning at least a word or two a day. You can also get new words by reading books, poems, stories, plays, and magazines. Expose yourself to more language to increase the number of new words that you learn. By the way, uulitin ko, kapag medyo iba yung pagka-pronounce ko, ignore nyo lang yun. Importante may natutunan kayo. The best way to improve your vocabulary is to read everything you can get your hands on. However, if you are studying for a test with a vocabulary section, the reading approach isn't practical. The next best method is memorization of lists. Here are some tips that will make you memorization easier. Learn practical vocabulary. As much as possible, learn vocabulary that is associated with what you do and that you can use regularly. For example, learn words related to your profession or hobby. Learn as much vocabulary as you can in your favorite subjects. Use new words frequently. As soon as you learn a new word, start using it and do so frequently. Repeat it when you are alone and try to use the word as often as you can with people you talk to. You can also use flashcards to practice new words that you learn. Learn how to use word right. If you don't understand the proper usage, look it up and make sure you have it right. Use a dictionary when reading textbooks, novels, and assigned readings. Keep the dictionary nearby. As soon as you come across a new word, check for its meaning. If you cannot do so immediately, then you should write it down and check it as soon as it is possible. This will help you understand what the word means and exactly how best to use it. You can then begin to use the words immediately. Learn word roots. Importante ito. English words are usually derived from suffixes, prefixes, and roots, which come from Latin, French, or Greek. Learning the root or origin of the word helps you easily understand the meaning of the word that is derived and other words that are derived from the root. This is a great 2-for-1 strategy. Some prefixes, suffixes, roots, and stems are used in 2, 3, or 4 or more words. So if you know the root, prefix, and suffix, you can guess the meaning of many words. Use flashcards. Flashcards are one of the best ways to memorize things. They can be used anywhere and anytime, so you can make use of odd free moments waiting for the bus or waiting in line. So, basahin lang natin ito. Make your own or buy commercially prepared flashcards and keep them with you all the time. More or using flashcards. Otherwise, yung mga apps natin ngayon, gaya ng Webster na dictionary, mayroon yung doon na parang game sa mga words. So, nakakatulong din yun. Make word list. Learning vocabulary and learning many things requires repetition. Keep a new words journal in a separate section or separate notebook. Add any words that you look up in the dictionary as well as from word list. Review your word list regularly. Photocopying or printing of word list from the internet or handouts is not the same. Actually, writing out the word and a few notes on the definition is an important process for imprinting the word in your brain. Writing out the word and definition in your new word journal forces you to concentrate and focus on the new word. Hitting print or pushing the button on the photocopier doesn't do the same thing. Iba pa rin yung isusulat mo talaga. Study group or study partner. Learning in a group or with a partner helps to speed up the learning process and cuts down the amount of time. Have group members or study partner quiz and drill you and then switch. So more study groups katulad sa grupong ito. Now we will go back to question number 3 na vocabulary natin. But before we will answer this, let me also give you some tips kung paano mag-choose ng sagot lalo na kapag di nyo alam ang sagot. Maraming paraan para makaguess ka ng tama. Kumbaga, maging magician ba sa exam? Yung tipong nakakatama ka kahit di mo alam. During sa pagka-estudyante ko sa University of San Carlos, Cebu City, meron kasi kaming tinatawag na departmental exam. I got a perfect score in 100-item English exam. Parang hindi ka panipaniwala pero nangyayari. Ang pinakaayaw ko sa English ay yung finding the error. Ayoko talaga dyan. Pero mga 20 items yata siya dun sa exam namin noon, nakuha ko pa rin siyang i-perfect. Ang point ko lang, huwag kayong mawala ng pag-asa kung sakaling hindi nyo alam yung sagot. Kasi multiple choice naman yun eh. Importante lang ay maging wais. Ngayon, ito yung sarili kong tips. Remember the acronym LEN. Yan. Pero mag-google kayo para mabasa nyo yung iba, lalo na yung ibang mga tips, lalo na yung mga expert. Kasi yung akin ay pangkanto lang kasi to. L for look for different word. Ang ibig ko ba sabihin, yung naiiba sa choices. Like yung mga synonyms, lahat sila kapareho, may isang naiiba. Yung naiiba, yun na yung sagot. Like, lahat sila something positive. May isa doon ay negative. Yun na yun. Like, lahat ng mga nasa choices, familiar ka sa meaning, except sa isa, kadalasan yun ang sagot. Like, yung sa choices naman, isa lang ang yung pinakamahabang mga explanation doon. Yun, kadalasan ang sagot. Next is Efore Elimination. Mag-eliminate ka, doon ka maglalaro sa mga choices. So, mag-eliminate ka yung mga malayo masyado sa meaning ng word na yun. Next ay, never change your answer. Don't go changing all the answers at the end. Unless na lang kung sure ka talaga sa sagot mo na ay mali talaga to, so i-change mo. Unless na lang kung ganon. Research shows that students are more likely to change a correct answer into a wrong answer than the other way around. These examinees will often pick an answer based on its feel or their instinct. These guesses should be left as they are. Kung naka-choose ka na ng sagot, wag mo nang i-change yan unless na lang talaga kung sure ka. Now, go back tayo dito sa question. The preacher used a euphemism for an unpleasant subject. Is it A, ugly picture, B, substitute word, C, homeless person, D, visual aid? Tingnan natin kung effective ba tong acronym na binigay ko sa inyo. Look for different word. Dito sa choices, parang wala namang nagkakaiba dyan. Ugly picture, substitute word, homeless person, visual aid. Ano kaya ang kakaiba dyan? Ito, mag-analyze tayo. The preacher used something, kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yan, for an unpleasant subject. Naiisip nyo ba na maggagamit siya ng something for an unpleasant subject? itong word na substitute. Mag-substitute siya sa something for an unpleasant subject. Ito yung naiiba dito eh. The preacher used ugly picture for unpleasant subject. Para mang nag-ugly picture for unpleasant subject, okay, pwede, pero parang hindi masyado. A preacher used a homeless person for an unpleasant subject. Parang walang sense. A preacher used visual aid for an unpleasant subject. Hindi ba mas magaan pakinggan kapag substituted word ang i-meaning natin dito? So, what we just did is elimination. Next, N for never change your answer. Kasi ngayon, ipagpalagay natin na hindi mo talaga alam ang meaning nito. Ngayon, ang sagot na natin ay B. Huwag mo nang i-change yan. Kasi, using our instinct, sabi natin, hindi siya ugly picture, hindi siya homeless person, hindi siya visual aid. Yung instinct natin na unpleasant subject dapat is substitute. So, substituted word. So, actually, ang sagot dito ay letter B. Isa lang ang example natin dito sa vocabulary. Pero sa FB group natin, araw-araw or every other day, meron tayong quizzes, 10-item quizzes na vocabulary. I really hope nag-participate kayo doon kasi nakakatulong talaga yun para mag-increase ng vocabularies nyo. Isang dagdag pa, kapag ang vocabulary exam nyo ay meron nasa loob yung word mismo, ang hinanapan natin na meaning ay nasa loob mismo ng isang sentence. Katulad nito, the preacher used a euphemism for an unpleasant subject. Mas nagbibigay ito sa atin ng clue. Isa lang yung example natin dito, but see description below kasi ilalagay ko dyan lahat yung mga links na pwedeng makatulong.